push to talk is right there.
Hey, we're getting interference. I'm hearing somebody else.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Okay. 824 check.
We're good to go, bud.
It's been a while, but I think I'll just jump into this one. I'm about to go on a kind of long road trip to Tacoma from where I am, and I have to pick up a new engine because, yeah, I blew up the engine in the Matrix race car just by doing simple maintenance on it. And I'll tell you all about that while we get on the road. But gotta head to Tacoma, pick up a new JDM 48,000 mile engine. Then we're going to swap it into the race car and have a working race car for next season. All right, so let me back up and, well, first I'll explain why I've been so intermittent with my uploads. So back in July, I want to say, after I posted that video of my me spinning out and stuff in the 86 and then my dog getting sick and everything, right after that I got like an eye injury that basically like made it so I could do very little driving for a few weeks, and it took me probably over a month to be fully recovered. And along the way also, like, my dog had to get surgery and stuff. It was super expensive. It kind of knocked back a lot of my budget for doing the track days. I didn't even get to do a single motorcycle track day this season. Didn't get to go on vacation, stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of why I've been pretty absent. I've just been kind of getting back into like having a little bit of fun driving the Lotus and the 86 just on the street. But beyond that, I got back into building the race car with my team because we committed back to doing a Lucky Dog race with our 2005 Toyota Matrix XRS, and we were a month out from the race and the car was not even close to ready. So we buckled down. One teammate who's like just a total Chad hero just did the entire roll cage in like 2.5 weeks. That's Jason. And the rest of us were just doing whatever we could to support. We were doing the brakes, the axles, cutting out door skins, helping fabricate brackets for things and stuff. And then we got everything together basically 3 hours before tech inspection. We had the car finished, at least enough to drive. We drove it like once or twice around the block, made sure the brakes worked, made sure the gas worked, shifted through the gears. But the thing with the 2ZZ engines is that it's just like the Lotus. So when the engine's cold, it doesn't let you get above 6,000 RPM. So I was like, okay, we're just driving around the neighborhood. That's why we can't get above 6,000 RPM. Not a problem, 200,000 mile car, whatever. Load it up on a trailer, take it to the track, pass tech inspection. We leave it in the pits overnight, and then the next morning during qualifying is my first time driving the car properly. One of the decisions that we made along the way was to remove power steering. And in a front wheel drive car, that's, even though the car is light with like 200 treadwear tires and maybe a steering rack that just is a little bit quicker than that, or maybe the caster angle is like a little bit more slack. Anyway, the steering was heavy as hell. Like, I am turning the wheel and like, I'm a cyclist, so I don't have the biggest upper body strength, and I have very long legs, and it's a fixed steering column, so I'm sitting pretty far back with my hands like this, and imagine trying to turn like 45 pounds of resistance. And at one point, I catch some oversteer incorrect, and then the car whips the wheel out of my hands, and I felt like I was gonna break my wrist. Like, I even said it afterwards, after we're talking about our shakedown. Not great.
What's up?
Well, so it handles okay, but the steering is like, it almost broke my wrist. Like it snaps, and I tried to catch it,
yeah,
and like this thing will fucking like break your wrist. It's got check engine light. It won't let you go into valve lift, so it's stopping at 6,000 RPM. It's got no power. We should probably check on the engine because something's not right. It smells like gasoline in here. I don't know if that's normal. I think I did about 10 to 12 minutes of actual driving, and I was soaked in sweat, and it wasn't even that hot out. It was just so much effort. I was going up to 6,000 RPM and I just kept hitting the rev limiter, and then eventually the check engine light came on. If not getting valve lift, it's probably an oil pressure issue. We go read the code, sure enough, that's what it is. So we find online that there's a little screen filter, like if you ever change the oil on a motorcycle, there's a little screen filter that can get clogged on the solenoid. You pull off the solenoid, it's like 4 bolts, and then the screen filter's right there. Ours was so caked you couldn't even like blow through it. So soak it in gasoline, clean it with a toothbrush, get it back in the car. By now the race has already started. My qualifying laps were horrible. I think I ran like a 2:21 as my best lap, which is really slow at the Ridge. And then we have Jason drive the car for the first stint. And we're talking with him over the radio. He's like, oh yeah, this thing pulls like crazy. And afterwards he told us he was doing about 120 miles an hour in the straights, while I was doing like 90. So he does 3 laps, and then he comes pulling that back into the pit. He's like, yeah, the engine just kind of like cut out on me. And we're just like, oh no, did it like soft seize or something like that? We could get it to turn over, but the radiator's like gushing out water. We're troubleshooting stuff for like 4 hours. We're like, it wants to start. It starts with brake cleaner, and we're getting it to turn over. We're trying different batteries. We're trying like all these things. We almost bought a $400 fuel pump. I look underneath the car. I see a little bit of oil on the oil pan, and I'm just like, let's go do a compression test. And so I start asking around for a compression tester, and then Jason starts pulling spark plugs, and the first one he pulls is the number 4, and I'm walking away to go ask for a compression tester, and he's like, Josh, don't bother. And he shows me this. He shows me the spark plug, and it is just annihilated. Must have dropped a valve or something, or piston just exploded. But we're gonna do a post-mortem on that and show you guys what happens, just because I'm curious. I've not ever blown an engine before. That's kind of cool. But it's funny how literally us doing maintenance of cleaning a filter directly related to less than 10 miles of driving before the engine grenaded itself. Is just immediately just sent it to 8,000 RPM, and what we're guessing is from the amount of crud that was on that screen filter, is that this thing probably had not been cleaned or just even properly maintained, maybe even like didn't have regular oil changes for like 100,000 miles. This was a farm car that we got for free. Yeah, it was probably a ticking time bomb. Fortunately, those engines are readily available, and that's where I'm going today. Going to pick up a new engine. This one will have 48,000 miles on it from Japan. Direct drop-in. We've done this engine install twice already on the car, so we know what we're doing. It probably takes about 2 or 3 days with us working like a few hours a day. And yeah, it'll be fun. I'll try to take some video documenting it. But now that the car, the chassis is basically done, and then we'll just be swapping in the engine. We don't have another race for like 7 months. We could be a lot more chill about it. Maybe focus on doing some like more performance mods rather than just getting a car that is technically a race car. We can get a car that's a performance race car. Maybe we can put some proper suspension on it, get some real camber on it, that sort of thing. So I'm excited to see where this car will go from here. Once it's like running again, we'll put back in power steering. We made sure the new engine has a power steering pump on it, and then we'll go ahead, adjust the ergonomics. Maybe we'll do a quick disconnect steering column so we can all get our own wheels, because I might need a wheel that has a little bit more dish just to kind of give me those extra like 2 inches or so of reach. So heading down with $3,000 cash in my pocket to Tacoma. If you're not familiar with the area, it has a nickname of Tacompton. So I called one of my other teammates, Brian, and he's gonna come. So just as a little bit of reinforcement. There it is. Okay, JDM Elite. All right, that sounds like a place of car parts. Cool. Just paid $3 grand in cash. Hopefully it doesn't blow up on us. Here's Brian. Here's his son Felix.
Say hi.
Felix, say hi. Hi. All right, let's go get it all loaded up.
You want to take it through the axle mount here?
Let me see.
That way it can't slip out.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
Can you feed it through there?
Look at that. It's got the chopped
Bro,
thing
this
from
thing was
Mighty Car Mods.
race ready.
Yeah, this is gonna.
Through there?
This
Can
is
you do it?
definitely gonna explode.
It's been redlined its whole 50,000 mile life.
Yeah, I wanted to take a look at that solenoid filter before we even like put it in.
All right, then up and around, right?
Yeah.
Can I pet it? Yeah.
Yeah. You
Isn't
can,
it cool?
do you want to name it something?
What do you wanna name it?
Do you want to name it Kaboom?
Kaboom.
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 Kaboom is going in the Matrix.
Damn right. Is this pretty cool? Oh, ECU.
I put it in the car.
Oh. All right, you feel good?
Yeah. Got a nut.
That's Felix's.
Felix's nut.
Done now.
All right.
Okay, I think we're good.
So take your wood. I'll meet you at Gavin's.
Yep.
Arrived at my other friend's house. He's got my other friend's engine hoist. I have no idea what I'm doing. How's it going?
Strapping it up.
So we don't have a chain, and they've left the seatbelt on, so I'm assuming that's, I didn't see, I think that's what they lifted it with. I mean, this is all solid, so.
Oh, the people that we bought it from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright. It's made for when we didn't have the frames attached to it. We can do what we gotta do.
We can see how it works. Just want to make sure this doesn't roll into the truck.
Yeah, you're good.
Got a good amount of, what is that, oil on the bottom? Residual seepage. Alright, I want to get this low to the ground, just in case anything happens. So I'm just going to start lowering.
Just go ahead and bring it down a little bit. Nice and slow. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go around the base and just
Okay.
zip her around so she stays put. Hey, buddy. Can you go potty? Hi, buddy. One thing I did notice this thing come with, the other one did, was the shifter linkage. I just don't know if they're different for the 6 versus the 5.
It should be the same shifter linkage.
Okay, so let me find. Whoa, what's that? What's that?
I got a high five? There we go.
Good man. We're done. That's it. We can go to the park. You need me?
Alright. That'll do it. See you guys.
Yeah, see you,
Good
bye.
work, Felix.
Bye, Uncle Josh.
Bye.
You need to go potty?
Bye.
Okay.
Alright. Now, I know a lot of jobs must suck, but to be a banana advertising a car wash on a street corner, I mean, that's gotta be like 2 standard deviations towards the side. Absolutely sucky jobs, right?